This conference will now be recorded.
Morning all. I'm sharing my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Can someone confirm please? Are you able to see my screen? Okay, fine. Okay. Yesterday I have seen these topics. What are softwares and types, and what is software testing and software quality, and the difference between project versus product. And later we have seen the why do we need testing, and later we have know the definitions of error, bug, and failure. And at last we have seen the why the software has bugs. Okay, these are the topics we have covered in the last class, right? So today we are going to discuss about the software development life cycle and their models, and what are their advantages and disadvantages using those models. Okay, let's see. Okay, these are the topics we are going to see today. The first one is what are SDLC and their models. Here in demo one session, I already explained about the software development life cycle. Actually, it is a procedure. It is a flow to develop the software. What is the process we need to follow while developing the software? That is called software development life cycle. And it is a process of creating systems or softwares. Systems are software. Systems are nothing but the desktop applications, and all these things comes under systems. For example, we are having the POS, right? POS is nothing but whenever we are going to shop anything. Nowadays, they are collecting the payments through POS machines, right? These are called systems. Okay, and by using models and methodologies that people use to develop these systems, by using these models, software development lifecycle models, they are developing the products, systems, or softwares. Okay. And next one is any software development lifecycle should result in a high quality system that meets or exceed customer expectations, reaches completion within time and cost estimates, work efficiently, and is inexpensive to maintain, cost effective to enhance. What do you understand this point? Every software development lifecycle provides the result like high quality which satisfies the customer, and it will be within the budget, and it will be within the budget for maintenance. Once the product is deployed, the customer has to maintain that product as well, right? So the software development life cycles, we are have the set of models based on their cost, based on their product, based on their requirement, they are selecting the software development life cycle model. Okay, in current industry we are having the, we are using almost agile model. But before that, before agile model, we are using the waterfall model, spiral model, iterative waterfall model. We are having different waterfall models, but mainly you can concentrate on agile model. Remaining old models, no need to worry, but you should know what happen if we use the waterfall model. Okay, let's see the waterfall model first. Let's see this diagram first. Okay, as I said that in software development lifecycle, first we are having the requirement analysis. Okay, they have given two steps for requirement analysis. First, they have to collect the requirements, and they can analyze the feasibility study. Okay, whether that requirements is fine to develop the software or not. That is called feasibility analysis. Once it is done, it will be move on to the design, and later it will be move on to the coding, later it will be move on to the testing, and installation is nothing but deployment. Okay, the terms may different in coming images, but the goal is same. Installation is nothing but Deployment, for example, if you buy any electronic device in the online Flipkart or Amazon, the installation will come and give fix it in your house, right? That is called deployment only. Okay, deployment and maintenance. Okay, what is the drawback in waterfall model is nothing but once the all the requirements is collected from the customer, the feasibility study is done, design is done, we are in the middle of coding. At this days, the customer want to change the requirements. Okay. At that time, in this waterfall model, we don't have chance to revert back to change the requirements. We have to complete the testing, installation, and maintenance. If you want to change the requirements, you have to do project from starting onwards. Again, you have to take the requirement collection. Again, you have to take the feasibility analysis. Again, you have to take the design, and again, you have to take the coding. Did you get my point? That is called waterfall model. Waterfall model is nothing but if you are clear about the requirements, then only you can go through waterfall model. Otherwise, it's not possible to revert back again once the coding is started, once the design is started. That is called waterfall model. Here we can see the step by step. Okay, here actually waterfall model is a tradition model. It is a sequential design process often used in software development lifecycle in which the progress is seen as flowing steadily downwards like a waterfall. Like actually waterfall we are having like this, right? Like this we are having, right? It's downwards, steadily downwards, like this only it will be there. Through the we can see the waterfall, the water which is fall from the first step, it will not go back again, right? Like this only this process is happening. And here we can see the different phases definitions. What are the requirement collections? Here requirement collection is nothing but done by the business analyst. Okay, as I said in demo one, what is meant by business analyst? Business analyst concept is they have to collect the requirements from the customer and they need to explain and they need to convey the requirement analysis to the developers, testers in the presence of PO and Scrum Masters. That is called business analyst. And next one is gathering requirements. Gathering requirements is nothing but translating business language into software language. Okay, business language is nothing but they have tell, for example, they have tell to design the login page. We have to convert this into the software language. We have to develop the login page by using the technology AngularJS. Okay, here we can consider the for entire this waterfall example. Let's consider the banking software. Okay, here the requirement collection is done. We have to do the feasibility analysis for the requirement analysis. Here how it was, this feasibility analysis was done by the software team, consists of project manager, business analyst, architect, finance, HR, developer, but not testers. Testers will not involve in feasibility study. Testers' work starts from this phase: testing, installation, maintenance. Sometimes they may involve in requirement collection to design the requirements while explaining by the business analyst. Got it? And here we see why the product manager, why the business analyst, why architect, why finance, why HR, while analyzing the feasibility. Because architecture is a person who tells whether the product can be developed or not. If developed, which technology is best suited to develop it, which was explained by the architect. How we check for technical feasibility? Here we check for technical feasibility, financial feasibility, resource feasibility. Technical feasibility is done by the architect, financial feasibility is done by the finance team, resource feasibility is HR. Let us, as we take the banking software, right? After getting those requirements, we are having only 3 developers in our current project. Okay, but to develop this banking software we need 10 developers. We need 7 more developers to develop this banking software. So that is the resource requirement, right? Who is handling the resource requirement? HR. That's why in feasibility study, project manager is involved, business analyst is involved, architects is involved, finance is involved, and HR is involved. The feasibility is, these are the three feasibilities we have to check in waterfall model. Not only waterfall model, whatever model it is, these are the feasibilities. Technical is feasibility, whether the technology we are having is fine to develop that software or not. Finance is whether our budget, of course we are collecting for the customer, but the budget we are going to give to the new hiring employees is fine or not. Resource is nothing but employees we are hiring. It will be based on the HR. And here feasibility study is done, requirement collection is done. Third one is design. Actually, in waterfall model, we are having two stages in design. The first one is high level design and low level design. Okay, high level design is nothing but gives the architecture of the software product to be developed and is done by the architects and senior developer. If we take any construction example like apartment or flat, simply first they will set that we are having two BHK, two bedrooms, two bathrooms, one hall, one kitchen, and some balconies. They have given some overview in high level. Later on they will tell we are having these dimensions, and we are having the TV unit here, we are having the cupboards here, we are having the dining hall, dining table here. These are the lowest level design. Lowest level design is nothing but in depth they will provide the design. High level design is nothing but by surface how it looks like. It's a model. Okay, that is called high level design. High level design is done by the architects and senior developers, and low level design is done by the only senior developers. It describes how each and every feature in the product should work and how every component should work. As now I explained construction example, low level design is nothing but how the cupboards are there, how the balconies are there, like that. It describes how each and every feature in the product should work and how every component should work. This is nothing but in-depth design of the software. Here only the design will be there, not the code. Okay, we are only talking about the design feature. We are almost done with requirement analysis, feasibility analysis. Now we are in the stage of third stage, design. In design we are having high level design, low level design. High level design is done by the architects and senior developers. Low level design is done by the senior developers. Okay, here just give an example also, building a house. Okay, once design is done, what is the next process? Coding or implementation or programming. Okay, it was done by all developers, whether they but be senior developer or junior developer, the freshers who joined in that company recently, the freshers who joined in that particular team recently, everyone is involved in that. Okay, and this is a process where we start building the software and start writing the code for the product. Okay, once the coding is done, what is a part of testing? Okay, once coding is done, we have to move on to the testing. As you tell the difference between waterfall model and agile model. Coming to the waterfall model, as I said, if you are clear about the requirements what you are going to build for your product, then only you have to go to the waterfall model. Once the requirement analysis, design, coding, whatever the step is done, we can't revert back to the to change requirement analysis. That is called uh, drawback in waterfall model. But if you want to change your requirement after the implementation of code also, you can use the agile model. Okay, and coming to the testing, testing part is done by the testers. It is a process of checking for all defects and rectifying it. Once the testing is done, installation, like if you buy the AC, the installation will person will come and deploy it. Okay, that is called installation. To install the product at a client place, like AC in your eyes, a house, for using after the software has been developed and tested. For example, consider an example of a software to be developed and installed at Reliance Mart. I think you all are aware about Reliance Mart and DMart, right? I hope you all knows Reliance Marts. You all from India, I think. So in Reliance Mart, after buying the products, they are giving the billing by typing in billing system, right? So once the testing and developing part is done, then they will install that software into their desktops at the pace of uh, Reliance Mart. That is called installation. And maintenance is nothing but here as the customer uses the products, he finds certain bugs and defects and send the product back for error correction and bug fixing. And here bug fixing takes place, minor changes like adding, deleting or modifying any small features in the software product. But here 100% testing is not possible because the way tester test the product is different from the way customer use the product. Okay, here don't think of that zero bug free, this is zero bug free application will provide after the testing is done by the testers, because 100% testing is not possible. Even though you are very sharp to test the application, even though you found more scenarios, then also you are not able to different persons have different minds. For example, you are only the person who testing the application, but from the customer side, how many members, thousands, lakhs, crores of members also using the application, right? So their view may be different. They may find different bug which you have not identified. Okay, and here we can see the difference between service based companies and product based companies. This is also very important topic. Service based companies is nothing but they provide the service, develop software for other companies. Got it? And product based companies are the developer, so they develop software products and sell it to many companies which may need the software and make profit for themselves. Okay. For example, service based companies, let us take any Zomato. Zomato don't have any IT sector. Zomato have given their project to the TCS company. Okay, what the TCS will do? They develop the software for the Zomato company. Both are companies. Zomato is also company, TCS is also company. But the TCS is developing the software for the Zomato company, right? That is called service based company. Product based company is nothing but we are having the teams to communicate in offices. Teams application, Microsoft Teams. It was developed by the Microsoft, but for itself they are developed, but it will be sell to many companies like TCS. Whatever software companies we are having, almost 90% of companies are using Teams only. Out of them, out of 100%, 90% people are using Teams. They sell the Teams to many companies like Amazon, Flipkart, Capgemini, Cognizant. For all those companies they sold. That is called product. Here Teams is product, Zomato is service. Clear about the service based companies and product based companies. Here we can see whatever we can see here Amazon, Google, Flipkart, all these things are product based companies. TCS, Capgemini, Cognizant, Infosys, all these are service based companies. Got it? And this is a waterfall model as you see in above diagram. Requirement analysis like it was in waterfall nature. Requirement analysis, system design is nothing but design, implementation is nothing but coding, testing is nothing but testing, deployment is nothing but installation, maintenance. Okay, what when to use SDLC waterfall model? This is very important. Waterfall methodology can be used when the requirements are not changing frequently. It's nothing but if requirements are fixed, then you can go through it. And application is not complicated and big. Let us take a Zomato Swiggy. It's a simple application. We can go through that. But if you take IRCTC application, it's very cost effective and it's not possible to change the requirements again. Okay, and the project is short, requirements is clear, environment is stable, technology and tools used are not dynamic and stable, resources are available on time. Okay, these are the conditions if you are willing to use the software development lifecycle water model. Okay, let's see the advantages and disadvantages here. We are having many advantages and disadvantages here. Okay, before the next phase of development, each phase must be completed. That is advantage, because we are before going to the next step, we are clear with previous step. Previous step, that is called one of the advantage. But disadvantages is error can be fixed only during the phase. Only during that step only we are able to fix that error. Once the step is crossed, we are not able to fix that error in particular step. That is disadvantage. It was suited for small projects where requirements are well defined, and it's not desirable for complex projects. And they should perform quality assurance tests before completing each stage. Testing period comes quite late in the development process. Okay, because once all the application is developed, then only we will take that application to test. That is the disadvantage, right? For example, Zomato application is there in they have given the Zomato to the TCS company. TCS development team is there, testing team is there. The development takes almost 2 months to develop the Zomato application. So entire application coding is done, then only the testers will take that application to test. Developers takes 2 months to develop the software, right? So these 2 months the testers will free. There is no work for them. They simply come to office and they will go. The chill work, right? So it's a wastage of the time of the testers, right? So, but in Agile model, even though if they develop a simple login page in the Zomato, they will give to the tester to test it. That is Agile model. That's why at present, why the people are using the why companies are using the Agile models. Okay, and next one is elaborate documentation is done at every phase of soft SDLC. And documentation occupies a lot of time for developers and testers. Project is completely dependent on project. Clients' valuable feedback can't be included with ongoing development phase. Okay, you are clear about these things, right? And last point is any changes in software is made during the process of development, and small changes or errors that arise in the completer's software may cause a lot of problems, because you are done with design and coding and all these things, but you find some issue at the design. It causes a lot of issues, right? So these are the different advantages and disadvantages of waterfall model. I think what I have covered here, waterfall model, and what are the steps I defined very clearly, and advantages and disadvantages of waterfall model, and difference and definition of service and product based companies. Okay, these are the today topic. In the today topic I am left over with spiral model. Before going to the spiral model, just clarify your doubts. Do you have any doubts on the explanation till now? So please speak out. Have any doubts till waterfall model? It's very important. Even though the companies are not using, they will ask questions on waterfall model. Why you are not using waterfall model? Why we are using agile model? These are the questions you will encounter.
No, sir.
Speak out, please. Can someone explain briefly about the waterfall model? If you explain, the people, those who are not understand, they will understand, right? Because few members are fear about to share their views. Can someone may I, ask the name, or else voluntarily you can tell, or else if you have any doubts? Bhavani, Srivani, Banu, LK.
Good morning, sir. Hello.
Hello.
You may start, Srivani.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. A waterfall model is a traditional model in
Okay.
which once the requirements are taken,
Okay.
we'll go to next step, feasibility study.
Okay.
Uh, Once the feasibility study, we have come to feasibility study, we can't go back to requirements.
Okay.
What are the requirements? All we have to do in the first step. Once we come to the next step, go back to requirement collection again.
Okay.
And once the feasibility study is done, then we'll go to design process.
Okay.
In that design, we will be having high level design and low level design. In high
Okay.
level design, we will be taking the uh, like we have taken the example of a house construction, where we can take the main requirements,
Okay.
like what are the general design, and
Okay.
we'll go to in-depth in low-level design.
Okay.
And once the in this phase we can't do coding. We'll just be taking, we'll be just be seeing all the needs for designing. Once
Okay.
we have done with this, then we'll go for coding.
Okay.
Now, coding can be done by freshers, senior developers.
Okay, fine. It's good. Actually, whenever anyone asks the what is waterfall model, no need to explain entire thing. Actually, to clarify yourself, I have explained all these steps clearly. Whenever if anyone asks the what is waterfall model, it's a traditional model. It consists of development life phases like requirement analysis, feasibility analysis, and design, implementation or coding, and then we are having the testing, and then we are having the installation or deployment, and then we are having the maintenance. These are the 6 steps we are having. In that, if the requirements are clear, then only we will go through the waterfall model. Because if you want to change the requirements, once the coding is done, once the design is done, it's not possible to revert back again. If you want to revert back again, we have to follow the entire flow again. So that's why we are not using the waterfall model in present current industry. If we want to use the waterfall model, we should take the requirements are clear or fixed. That is called waterfall model. Okay, Deepika, are you clear now? What is waterfall model? Waterfall model is nothing but if the requirements of the customer is clear or fixed, then only we can go through the waterfall model. Or if you have doubt on requirements, then you can go through agile model. Okay, I think just now you joined, Deepika. You can see the recording session. You will get an idea. Okay, please try to join from 7 onwards from tomorrow. Our class is between 7 to 8. If it's not possible, then you can see the video, this video recording video. I hope you are getting videos, right? Recording videos. Everyone is getting recording videos, right? Okay, fine. And now let's see. Can anyone explain the difference between service-based companies and product-based companies? Once it is done, then we can go through the spiral model.
Service.
Service-based companies are Microsoft and IBM and Google, and
Okay.
product-based are Cognizant, TCS, and Accenture, Capgemini, etc.
You said reverse. Service-based companies are Capgemini, Cognizant.
Sorry.
These products are Microsoft,
Yeah, yeah.
IBM. Right. Okay. Okay, cool. Let's move on to the next topic. Next one about spiral model. Today our last topic is spiral model. Here we can see the diagram. It will be like this. The requirement analysis, design, coding, testing will be go on, go on, go on, go on. The requirement analysis, design, coding, testing, entire all these four modules will be go on like these circles. You can see the theoretical part, then only you can understand. Okay. Here this it is a spiral model. In spiral model, the software product is developed in small modules. Here we can see right. Four modules we are having. First we have developed small module. Then we can implement big, big. First we have developed only TA. Then you have developed TB. Then you have developed TC. Like that, we are developing the small modules and we are going to integrate those modules. Okay. Here we can see in spiral model, the software product is developed in small modules. Let us consider the figure shown below in developing a software product X. X is nothing but it's a product name I have taken as X is built by integrating A, B, C, D, four modules. Okay. If you want to clear about these annotations, first you have to see these four lines. RA is nothing but requirement analysis for module A. Similarly, with requirement analysis for module B, module C, module D. And design of module A. Similarly, design of module B, module C, module D. And CA is nothing but coding of module A. Similarly, with coding of module B, module C, module D. Okay. And TA is nothing but testing of module A. And similarly with testing of module B, module C, module D. These are the 4 points you have to remember if you want to clear about this notation. Okay. And as I said that in spiral model, the product is developed through modules, right? First, you want to develop the module A. The requirements of the module is collected first, and then the module is designed. First, they will collect only requirements for only module 1. They are not bothered about module B, module C, module D. First, they have to collect the requirements for module A only. Okay. Once the requirement collection is done, then they will start the design. And then the coding is done. And then testing is done. Okay. Here, till testing, module A process is done. Then again till testing, module B is done. But in module B, they will test the module B and module A and module B integration with A. Let us take module A is sign in of application. Module B is sign up of application. First, they will design the sign in part and they will test the sign in functionalities works fine. And later they will start designing of sign up. Coding is done and they will test the module B. It's nothing but they test the sign up page. It's working fine. And they will test module A also, sign in also, because they are integrating it, they are integrating sign up page with sign in, right? So that's why they are checking the previous module also, this module and this module integration with previous module. Here we can see. But while testing module B, we test for three conditions. The first one is test module B. Second condition is test integration of module B with A and test module A. These are the three conditions. And coming to the module C, after building module A comma B, we start the same process for module C. Here we test for the following conditions. First, they will test the modules separately, module A, module B, module C. Later, they will test for integration, C and B, C and A and B. And this cycle continues for different modules. In our 10th class and in our some engineering or degree, wherever it is, we are having some logics, sets and functions in maths, right? Like A union B, A intersection B. So what are the possibilities we are getting for A intersection B union C? A union B, B union C, A union C, like that we are getting, right? All the possibilities will be checked for this A union B union C. Okay, for A union B union C, what is the possibility? A union B, B union C, A union C. These are the possibilities, right? These are the possibilities integration. Okay, and thus in the above example, module B can be built only after module A has been built correctly, and similarly module C. In above examples, what they said, once module A is developed or tested, then only we are move on to the module B. Similarly, once module B is done clearly, then only we are move on to the module C. Okay, that has been shown here. Here we can see this is the module A. Okay, requirement analysis, design, coding, and testing. Here we can see the advantages of spiral model and the disadvantages of spiral model. Advantages of spiral models are software is produced early in the software lifecycle. Okay, as you said that it was developed like modules, right? So the product is prepared early. A module is also called as product, B module is also called product, C module is also product, ABCD module is also called as product. So initially we are giving the product module A, right? So we are produced early in software lifecycle, and risk handling is one of the important advantage of for the spiral model. If there is any risk gateways like payment gateway applications or those things, then we can use a spiral model. It is a best development model to follow due to the risk analysis and risk handling at every phase. Okay, and flexibility of requirement in this model also, we can easily change the requirements at later phases. Okay, as I said that Sdlc is now using, before Sdlc, if anyone want to change their requirements, then they can use the spiral model. Okay, it is good for large and complex projects, and it is good for customer satisfaction. Here, what you are observing, the advantages of spiral model is nothing but the disadvantages of waterfall model was overcome in the spiral model. That's why the disadvantages of waterfall model becomes here advantages of spiral model. Got it? And it is good for customer satisfaction. We can involve customers in the development of products at sorry, early phase of the software development also, and software is produced early in the software life cycle. Okay, and a strong approval and documentation control. You should have the good control on the documentation, what is going to be implemented next, what is going to implemented today, and those things you should be there. And next one is, it is suitable for high risk projects where business needs may be unstable. A highly customized products can be developed using this. And what are the disadvantages of spiral model? It is not suitable for small projects as it is expensive because it's cost effective. It is much more complex than software development lifecycle model, and progressive process is complex. Process is bit complex, right? As we see that we have to first test, develop code, and all these things done from module A. Then again, it should be done for module B. Once module B is done, again we need to test module A, module B, module A plus B, right? So the process is little bit complex and too much dependable on risk analysis and require high specific expertise. Okay, and next one is difficulty in time management because it takes so much time as the number of phases is unknown at the start of project. Initially we don't know how many phases we are using because we are having set of modules, right? So that's why number of phases is unknown at the start of project. And spiral may go on indefinitely. It's nothing but you can see the spirals in round shape, right? It may go indefinitely because if we take A, B, C modules, then it becomes A union B, B union C, A union C. We are getting only three. If we take A union B union C union D union E, then how many possibilities we are getting? We can't identify, right? So that's why spiral may go on indefinitely. And end of the project may not be known early. We don't know where the project ends unless that project is done. And next one is it is not suitable for low risk projects and may be hard to define objective and verifiable milestones, and large number of intermediate stages require excess documentation. Okay, these are about the advantages of spiral model and disadvantages of spiral model. Clear about the spiral model? Or you have, I think you should have doubts if you are listening. Please ask if you have any doubts in spiral model or waterfall model. I'm waiting for your responses. Today class is done. Waterfall model, spiral model, advantages and disadvantages of both waterfall and spiral model, definition and difference between the service-based companies and product-based companies. Have any doubts? If you have any doubts, you can raise your hand or else I will ask them. All are clear? Bhavani, LK, Srivani, Vanusri, Deepika. 5 members. All five are clear?
Yes.
Have any doubt? Bhavani. What you didn't understand, could you please tell?
What are the tools we use for spiral method?
Actually, we didn't use any tools. It's a model. Tools are used in automation testing.
Okay.
Manual testing, whatever model you are using, you can use any as I said that in syllabus as a we can use any test management tool, test trial or test link, whatever it is, and we can use any task management tool, Jira. Whatever model you use, you are the you we are having only two tools. As I said that first tool is it will maintain the task which we have to do by us today and which we have to do tomorrow. What is the task we have to do today, what is the task we have to do tomorrow? The task management will be there in the form of tickets. As I said, that is the tool which we call Jira. It is for task management. And to maintain the test cases, we are using the test trial, test link, IBM tool. We are having set of tools, but in this course I will tell the test trial. For task management I will tell Jira. These are the two tools we are using in manual testing. But in the coming to the model, we are only discussing about the testing, as you are looking for testing, right? So if you are developer, then the architect team will be there. They will decide what is the technology we need to be used, either it will be used Java, Angular JS, HTML, CSS, what we have to use. They will discuss each other and they will take a decision, because it's not our part, right? Our part is to test that application through manual or automation, whatever it is, we have to test it. That's it. Got it? Got it, Bhavani?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Deepika, what is your doubt? You have sent some message, I think. Speak out, not an issue. If you speak out now, then only you will have confidence at the time of interview. That's why I'm calling the names and asking questions.
Hello.
Yes, go on, Deepa.
Once explain about waterfalls and because of I've joined late.
Okay, I just said that waterfall model is simply a tradition model. What is mean by tradition in your point of view? In generic meaning of tradition, like old model, right? పురాణ పద్ధతులు అంటారు కదా, like that.
Yes, yes.
Tradition is nothing but say old.
Mm.
Waterfall model is a old model where the previously used almost it's 2000, 2010 before 2015 before they have used the waterfall model mainly. But we are having some drawbacks in old things, right? For old products, we are having some drawbacks. For example, we are having some old phones, old smartphones. Okay, in old smartphones, we are not able to install the WhatsApp and all these Android applications, right? Chatting application or music application, whatever it is, we are not able to install in the keyboard mobiles, right? Like that, in waterfall model, if you want to change the requirements, once the requirement analysis phase is done, once the design is done, once the coding is done, if you want to revert back again the requirement analysis, it's not possible. Okay, what I can
Okay.
say, for example, let's take an independent house. Okay, you have a plan to take a land and construct the independent house. You have consulted the builder and you have given some plan to the builder. For the G plus one or villa, whatever it is, first you have given plan for the G plus one. The builder start construction. He said that it will be completed within 9 months. Almost 7 months is completed, and they have completed G and the G plus one with some interior part. But once the 7 months is completed, your requirement is changed. Now you want to construct the duplex house, not G plus one. Is it possible after the construction of G plus one to construct duplex again?
No, no, no. It's not possible.
Yes, it's possible,
Of-
but we have to
It will.
collapse entire G plus one and again we need to build the duplex house.
Yes.
So we should, as I said that if you want to change the requirements again after the coding, again you have to start the process from starting step. Got it?
Yes, yes.
Like
Got it.
that. Like as I said, example, duplex house. Entire your money will be waste, right? Once your G plus one is done,
Consent.
but your requirement is changed to duplex house. How it is possible? It's possible, but we have to come from starting step onwards to collapse entire the G plus one, and again we need to take a plan of duplex, and again we need to construct.
Okay.
That is called waterfall model. Clear?
Clear.
Sir, can you give the example for the waterfall and spiral models?
Sorry.
Examples, sir, like which model will be used for this app and like that I'm asking.
Okay, you want examples for the waterfall model and spiral model. I think
Waterfall and
yes,
a spiral model.
yes, waterfall and spiral, right? You are asking.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just now explain the waterfall model, right? Let's take any
Yes,
G
sir.
plus one and duplex house.
Okay.
Okay, spiral model is nothing but again we have to take any apartment. Okay, in apartment we are having the blocks, right? In metro cities, you can see that 20 floors, 30 floors apartments are there, right? In that apartments, we are having a set of blocks A, B, C, D. Four blocks are there. Block one, block two, block three, block four. First, the block one is built, and second block two is built, and third block three is built, and fourth block four is built. But once block 1 is built, they will take the confirmation from the government, and they will take the clear certificates for the block 1, right? Second, block 2 construction is completed, they will take the certificates and e-norms and from the government. That certificate shows that they are clear from the block is clear from the illegal part. Now it becomes legal. Once B is done, before A is done, they will take the legal certification for both again, A plus B. Okay, that is an example of spiral model. After C done, they will take ABC. After D done, they will take for ABCD, like that. Clear now?
Yes, sir.
You can imagine like that. G plus 1 duplex for waterfall model, blocks apartments for spiral model.
Sir, can we have any example in software terminologies, like any app which is using spiral model or can be done only on spiral model?
Actually, we can't tell like that. For example, if you take IRCTC application,
Yeah,
it's a too complex one, right?
yeah,
If the customer want to build that IRCT application in waterfall model, the companies will do it. It's not an
okay,
issue, but it's not. It will be based on the cost effective. As I said in the duplex house G plus one as a waterfall example. After construction of G plus one, again they want to duplex house. It will
yeah,
happen. They will collapse and they will construct again, right? So
yeah,
it is there is a possibility like that also in software industry. If the customer want to develop their IRCTC application in waterfall model only, but it's not feasible in waterfall, it will be feasible in agile model or else spiral model. But even though the customer want to build it in waterfall model only, then what
okay.
the software company will do? They won't lose their customers, right? They
Yes.
will do it in waterfall model only.
So
But
choosing the model
mostly
mainly depends on the complexity of the project and the customer expectation or requirement, right?
requirement.
Okay,
Yes, yes. 90% the customer will not ask what is the model you are using.
okay,
They want the product, they want that quality product only.
okay, sir.
Okay. 99% the customer will not ask what I can say. The customer will not ask the model.
Okay.
That G plus one duplex is also
Or
rare
it
one,
is
right?
demand the product to be developed in particular model only.
Yes, yes. There is no demand, but
Okay,
there is a chance to ask to know what is the model you are using. That's it.
okay,
They don't ask that you build in particular model,
okay, sir.
because it will be a cost effect to the customer only, right?
Yeah,
So the example which I have shown in G plus one duplex is also rare. The person
yeah,
who want duplex, they will not tell after the 7 months or 8 months of construction of G plus one. I just given only rare example to understand yourself.
yeah.
Got it clear?
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any more doubts? This is the today class. Tomorrow we can see V model and agile model. We are having the V model, validation and verification model. It is also very important, agile model, and advantages and disadvantages of models and difference between agile and waterfall model. I think already 2 to 3 points are explained today also. Differences between agile and waterfall model. Tomorrow we can see clearly. We are having the this is the agile model and waterfall. We have set of points we can discuss tomorrow. Okay. Have any doubts in the today class or yesterday class? Are you getting the points which I'm conveying in the class? Are you not able to understand what I'm saying? Can someone confirm, please? Okay. Thank
Yes, sir.
you.
We are able to. I am able to understand the concepts.
Okay, fine, fine. Thank you. Tomorrow we can see the concepts. Just now I have shown that verification model and agile model, advantages and disadvantages. And that's it for today. So thank you all for joining. Tomorrow also our class will be starts from 7 to 8. Okay. Thank you all. Bye.